So it's 3 in the morning, neither of us know each other, but all you know is that some butt-ass naked dude is sitting in his car screaming at a camera for absolutely no reason. And besides the fact that I am fucking rock solid right now, I just took some Cialis, I want to take you guys back onto a bit of a story and a bit of the person that I used to be compared to the person that I am today. But before we get into that, I want to talk about my morning when I woke up this morning. And you might be wondering now, why does that even matter? Why do I even give a flying fuck about what you did this morning? That's because what I did this morning is probably very closely related to how you feel every single morning. You see, this morning my alarm went off at 11 p.m. at night. 11 p.m. at night. Not in the morning, not in the afternoon, at night. I had to go to bed, as I always do, between 3 and 4 p.m. at night. My schedule is completely reversed so that I can get the things done that I need to when I need to get things done. And although I don't love that schedule, in fact, I actually hate it, having a backwards circadian rhythm is really bad for you. I do the things I have to do in order to get things done so that I can accomplish my goals, so that I can become the person that I want to be, but not just want to be, the person that I need to be. This morning when I woke up, my alarm went off around 10:50, 11 o'clock. And I just kind of laid there for quite a little bit, as I usually do, contemplating what I'm doing with my life, if I even want to get up. And as I'm laying there, I'm thinking to myself, I could sleep in for another hour till 12 o'clock, and it's not going to make really any difference on what I do with my day. I'm still going to be able to go to the gym in the morning. I'm still going to have time to make breakfast. I'd still have time to make my bed and journal. I'd still have time to take a shower. Still have time to get to work early in the morning. Still have time to do all the things I need to do. So why get up at 11 p.m., an hour before I even need to wake up in the morning? I'm not just waking up for no reason to get up an hour before I need to. I'm waking up because it is difficult to do, and I do not want to get up at 11 p.m. But by me starting my day with pushing myself past something that I don't want to do, it allows me to do more things in my day-to-day that I don't want to do. You see, I don't always want to go to the gym in the morning. I don't always want to cook breakfast. I don't always want to do certain things during the day, but I have to do them. I don't always want to go to bed at 3 p.m., at 4 p.m., but I still do. I put the phone down, I close my eyes, and I go to sleep because I know insomnia is not real. But when you start your morning and you grab your phone right away, you just start going into scrolling, what do you think that does to yourself? All that does is gives you an instant hit of dopamine, an instant reward, and you haven't even done anything yet. And as much as that might not seem as a problem to you, you're like, oh, well, it motivates me to get going in the morning. If you know that scrolling on your phone motivates you to get going in the morning, you already have one of the very most important key principles into accomplishing anything in this life. And that's understanding what motivation really is. You see, motivation is just a hit of dopamine. And so many of us wait to do anything, wait to start working out, wait to start dieting, wait to start working on our cars, wait to start working harder, whatever it may be, until we start feeling motivated. And so many people struggle with motivation. Oh, I don't feel motivated enough to do this, so I can't. I really want to, but I just don't feel motivated enough. All motivation is a hit of dopamine. And you don't get that hit of dopamine until after, because dopamine is the brain's reward system. It's your reward chemical. So if dopamine and motivation are the same thing, and dopamine is the reward system of the brain, what do you think motivation comes from? Motivation comes from the reward of doing the act. You don't get motivation before you start doing something. Motivation isn't real before you start doing something. Now, you might feel excited to do something, and therefore you're confusing this excitement for motivation. But motivation before you do anything just isn't real. You can get hyped up about shit. You can feel ready to tackle the day. Some days you're not going to be ready to tackle the day. I wasn't ready to tackle the day this morning. I really didn't want to go to bed. My back was hurting. My legs were aching. I was tired, dehydrated. I didn't feel that well. But so what? Because what happens? What's the counter option? I go back to bed. I wake up. A couple hours later, I probably accidentally oversleep. And now I can't go to the gym. Because by the time I get home, all I have time to do is shower, post, and go to sleep. It becomes a problem. But if I get up in the morning, and not just on time, but I get up an hour before I need to get up, I'm pushing myself even harder because I don't want to get up in the morning, let alone get up an hour before. But by pushing myself an hour before, I'm starting my day off with something that I don't want to do, which means I'm going to be ready to tackle more things. Okay, and I want you to pause. I want you to think about this real quick. Think about the time where you've put something off really long, like you had to make a phone call, or you had to make a bill, or you had to talk to your boss, or your parents, your girlfriend, partner, whatever it may be. And you put it off for so long, you got so afraid of it. And as soon as you finished, how did you feel? You probably felt fucking awesome after. You probably felt like you're ready to crush the world. Like you could do anything. You're like, who else can I go and pick a bone with? Who else can I squash my beef with? Who else can I squash my beef with? What else could I do? It's the same feeling that you get after you hit a sick ass lift in the gym. You're thinking, damn, I'm glad I did that. When you start your morning and you get up an hour before you actually need to, you're gonna get that feeling throughout the whole day. You're gonna wake up, you're gonna get past that first difficult 20 minutes in the morning that you really don't wanna do anything. And then for the whole entire day, you're gonna be like, damn, what else can I accomplish? So when you get up an hour before, you go to the gym in the morning, you're just bam, 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 accomplishing all those things. When you insert your morning routine, you make your bed, take a shower, and journal for a little bit. It doesn't have to be some crazy ass 30-minute long story. You're just writing down a bit of the things you're gonna do for the day, writing down some gratitude, writing down some thoughts that you thought about, simple, basic ass shit. You're gonna feel ready to tackle anything that comes in front of you. And you see, you're never gonna be able to accomplish anything you want. You're never going to be able to get these goals that you want. You're never going to get that dream car, that dream physique, that dream girl, unless you become the person that is able to attain that item. And if you want to become the person to attain that thing, then you have to think, okay, how do I become that person? What does that person look like? What does that person do? Well, I can guarantee you right now, the person that you need to become to achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve is not the person you are right now. Because if it was, guess what? You would have those things already. And you wouldn't be thinking to yourself, how can I get these things? How can I get the money? How can I get the girl? How can I get the car? How can I get the physique? If you were already that person, you would already have those things. So since we've already covered the fact that we know we're not that person because we don't have those things yet, how do we become that person? The first thing is by depriving ourselves of the thing that we have, that we don't have, that we want. Okay? Maybe you live in a not so difficult situation. If you live in a really difficult situation and your growing up was difficult, then that's a great thing for you because you've already conquered a lot of struggles and you've already been through hardships. But maybe your life isn't actually as hard as you really think it is. You have a roof over your head. You don't have to pay rent, or if you do, it's pretty low. You have a somewhat stable job. You might hate it, but it pays the bills almost. You have a car. You have food on the table. You might not be able to afford to feed yourself some days. Maybe you can afford to feed yourself whenever you want. Maybe you do have money. Whatever it may be. The person you are right now is not the person that you... The person you are right now is not the person that can get the things that you want. The person you are right now is not the person that can attain the goals, the physique, whatever it is that you want. The only way that you're going to get those things is if you become that person. And since you haven't gone through the struggles, since your life might not be that difficult right now, you need to deprive yourself. So you need to constantly remind yourself that you are not that person yet. And the only reason you don't have those things is because you're not that person. And you're probably wondering why I backtracked and restated the same thing over and over and over again. It's because I'm trying to beat the point into your head. Do you even know who you are? Do you even really know yourself? Have you ever actually thought about it? Like sat down and taken time to think, who am I and what do I stand for? You probably haven't, because until not quite a few years ago, I had never thought about that. I had thought about like little snippets, thought about it here and there. What do I want? Who should I be? But I never really sat down to truly think, who am I? What do I even stand for? What do I want? But once I answer those questions, I realized I need to figure out, how do I become that person? And we figure out how to become that person by figuring out what that person does. That person gets up on time an hour before they need to. That person takes a shower in the morning, makes their bed, and does their morning journaling. That person eats healthy. That person is on a diet. That person trains with intention. They don't allow themselves to scroll during sets. They don't allow themselves to scroll in between sets. They don't go and beat their dick 10 times a week. They don't waste time. They don't do the things that they don't need to do. And now that person that you want to become, that you need to become, is not perfect. And you're never going to be perfect. But that's the whole point of starting a self-improvement journey, is that you're not the person you need to be right now, and you're never going to be able to perfectly do it all, but you're going to get better and better with time. You're going to get closer and closer to perfection. And the closer and closer you get to that person that you need to be, the more things that you're going to get that you really want. The more you're going to start to get that dream physique. The more you're going to be able to find that dream woman. The more you're going to be able to get that dream job, car, business, whatever it may be. But if you want any of those things, how do you even expect to get them if you don't become that person? When you go out on a date and the chick is just not interested in you, or maybe you just don't even get to the dating stage. Maybe you just get to the text zone and then the girlfriend zones you or just ghosts you. It's not because you weren't funny enough. It's not because you weren't attractive enough. It's because she could tell that you're not the person that you need to be. It's because when you're not the person that you need to be, you give off the energy of not being the person you need to be. The way you talk, the way you do things, it all leaches out. But if you just start to get on that good cycle and you start to do those good habits, you start to have that good attitude, things are going to slowly start coming to you. And it will get faster and faster and faster. And you can always progress more from wherever you're at right now. Maybe you already do get up early in the morning. Maybe you already do train. Maybe you already do diet. But you just don't know exactly the perfect way to do it. And there's never going to be a perfect way to do it. There's a way that's a lot closer to perfect than the way you're doing it right now. You can always improve on something. Everybody can improve on something. And the only reason I'm able to sit here and actually tell you these things, my light just died, is because I was once that person. And I had to change in order to not be that person. In order to be the person I am today. Because it wasn't that long ago that I did not like myself when I woke up in the morning. I did not want to wake up in the morning. I was hoping that something would happen to me that would just end my life. And the reason I wanted something to end my life is because I didn't want to do it. Because I knew that I didn't want to die. I just wanted the pain to stop. But if something random just happened to me that was bad and took me away from this world, then it wouldn't be my fault. It wouldn't be my fault that I never reached my truest potential because something just took me out of here. But the fact that I was even stuck thinking that way isn't right. And it's not that I was being some stuck-up, disrespectful kid or some narcissist, know-it-all, whatever it may be. It's that I had talked so bad about myself. I had beat myself down so bad. I had gotten so lazy that I just didn't understand where the pain was even coming from. Because I want you to really think about this next thing right here. If we go back to what I talked about earlier, about waking up an hour before. If you don't wake up on time at minimum, you start waking up late. And what happens if you wake up late? You might only mess up one day. And you might be like, oh, I only woke up late today. It's not that big of a deal. I only messed up today. But then what happens? Then you wake up late the next day. Like, oh, I only messed up today. And you wake up late the next day. You're like, oh, I only messed up today as well. And then the more days you wake up late in a row, your days start to become so bad day by day that you start to associate life with just being bland, boring, not enjoying it. You start to associate life with just, oh, this sucks, I hate myself, I want to end it all. All because you started waking up late. Because you completely forgot the only reason that you felt so bad is because you started waking up late. And you didn't just start waking up late. As you started waking up late, you got more tired. So then you fell off on your habits. And then things became more difficult. And once things became more difficult, it became more difficult to go to bed on time and wake up in the morning. Which then made it more difficult to do your habits. And you just slowly snowball out of control. You slowly lose it all. But here's the thing, is life works with the snowball effect. You can either snowball down or snowball up. And all you have to do is fix one thing to change the entire trajectory of your life. If you're not working out right now, you're not training, you don't even have to start training today. All you need to do is go to bed on time tonight and wake up early tomorrow. I want you to do that for 1 week. After you've done that for 1 week, the second week, you're going to continue. But this time, you're going to start doing some at-home training. Just start doing some push-ups in the morning when you wake up or before you go to bed. Ideally, it wouldn't be like right before you go to sleep because you don't want to get your heart rate too high before you sleep. But around the time within, 2 hours or so, when you're starting your nighttime routine. Do that for a week. You're going to get used to that. You're going to get used to pushing yourself past doing things you don't want to do. Next time you go to grab that snack, put it back, don't eat it. Now you're going to sign up for a gym. You're going to get the membership and you're going to actually start going. And you're not going to make the gym as an excuse to go to bed late or wake up early. Because if you say you don't have time, pull your screen time out right now and go look at it. It's probably got a whole lot of hours racked up on it. A whole lot of hours of time you're wasting that you could be doing something else productive that's going to push you forward in life. But you're not ever going to get this life you want. You're not ever going to get the things you want unless you become the person that can get those things. And the reason I say you're not going to get the life you want is because the life you want consists of the things you want to attain in this life. The physique, the car, the girl, the career, all of it. But it starts with one step. Become the person you need to be. And you will achieve anything you put your mind to. You don't need to beat yourself up for it. You should deprive yourself, make it seem worse than it actually is, but you don't need to beat yourself up about it so hard that you're having panic attacks. You need to take a deep breath, exhale, and just do it. Stop thinking about it. Stop putting it off. Stop wasting time. Just go. Take action.